That's right. That's right. Welcome to Go Long Live. I am Barry Long the second. We are live on CoachellaValley.com, live on today'scalifornia.com, and we are live on Facebook. Thank you to everybody who has been supporting the show, everybody who's been watching the show. Got a very, very special guest planned for you guys today. Cody Krupp, former sports anchor here at Channel 3, KESQ. He'll be joining us live from Wisconsin. He is in his hometown of Wisconsin, and he was actually at the Game 6. So we're going to have him joining us here shortly. It is Friday. Hopefully everybody is having a great Friday. I know that the Olympics, the opening ceremony was this morning. I woke up to see the torch being lit, and it felt awkward because it wasn't at night, but you got to remember that they're in Tokyo and we are in America. But yeah, so the Olympics got kicked off. I'm having a good Friday because hair restoration. Now, let me just tell you this real quick. Okay, so some people, I'm 35 years old now, starting to lose my my hairline a little bit, kind of like LeBron James and KD. And I recently just came across some kind of hair restoration type product, and it's kind of like I thought the game was over. I thought the game was over for my hairline, but somehow I'm going into overtime, and the game is still on. I feel like Brian Urlacher right now because you can't see under the hat. I have a shaved head, but yeah, I'm about to show y'all the follicles here in a few months. But shout out to the good people that do hair restoration. Now, without any further ado, let me bring on my guy, Cody Krupp, live.
Very long.
Cody, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, bud? You're heavy checking my own hairline here. I'm starting to get a little. Yeah, I'll be hitting Urlacher and my boy B Long up here soon to see what they're where the magic's happening.
For sure, man. For sure, man. Now, real quick before we get into Game 6 and all the stuff you got going on out there in Wisconsin, I just want to let everybody know that you are now the sports anchor and reporter at WLUK.
Yep.
TV Fox 11. You were here at Fox 11, and now you're there at Fox 11.
Yeah, they still do that. I don't even know. Is that still a station? And I know they kind of conglomerated everything to KESQ, but yeah, back then I guess it was Fox 11.
Yeah, it was Fox 11. We went Channel 3, Channel 2. We had every channel.
Everything. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a different setup. But yeah, it seems a little bit more easy now. Just KESQ. That's it. So
for sure. So my guy, you were at Game 6.
Yes, sir.
On the court celebrating. Here's a picture of you. I have pulled up.
God,
that's you in the number 6 jersey?
Yes, sir. Okay, Bledsoe got.
Is that your brother with
boy? I mean, without Drew making that play, so without Bledsoe to be able to get Drew in town, I gotta show my respect for Bledsoe, even though he's been gone for a little while. But
yeah, absolutely, man. So you're a diehard fan. You grew up rooting for the Bucks.
Yeah, I would say it's not. In Wisconsin, Packers are always the echelon, the hierarchy of our fanship, but Bucks are right there, especially since 2013, since they got Giannis. That changed a lot of people's mindsets on the Bucks, because I remember going for $10, $5 to go to a game if you wanted back in the day. Like, that wasn't even that long ago, not even a decade ago. We're talking. So it's been a complete transformation in Milwaukee with that franchise.
Ever since Giannis and Middleton came. Now, you said that the ticket prices were through the roof for Game 6. What was the average ticket?
God, I know it was like $2,500 just to get a seat. We're talking upper level.
What?
Yeah, standing room only was. You couldn't find one for under $1,200, and it was unreal. Thankfully, I had my brother had a connection with he gets some from his boss through work, and it was kind of a crazy story. I wasn't actually even going to go. My dad got COVID, and then my brother, who was going to go, because I originally had to work, but my brother, who was going to go instead of me, he lives at home still, so he got obviously contact traced. This was the day of the game at noon, so I found out at noon I was going to be heading down to Milwaukee to go. So pretty good surprise, and I didn't have to pay that ridiculous price. So
yeah, you were on the court during the celebration, and here's a picture. I believe that's your screenshot.
Yeah, it's
Were you that
me and
close
my
to Giannis?
brothers. Yeah, me and my brother were wandering around everywhere there. So I was just shooting my camera. I didn't really know what I was even shooting at that point, but that might have been mine or his, one of the two. But
Can I ask you a question? Did you
oh
get to
god,
touch Giannis?
I didn't. No, my brother I think gave him like some love or whatever. But nah. He is such a great guy. I'm sure you could have hung all over him, and he would still be like, just please, could you let me have some space? Like he would have still been a great guy about it. So
Yeah, he for sure is one of the great guys in the NBA.
really is.
Now, this is a picture of the Deer District. What you were out there? I saw you. There was a report from your news station, and you were out there reporting live from the Deer District when people chanting "Bucks in 6, Bucks in 6." What was the atmosphere like in the Deer District? Because when we see it, it's just a bunch of people. It looks like we cringe because we think, oh my God, COVID's going to spread quickly out there.
Yeah,
but I mean, what's the atmosphere like out there?
It's unreal. That was even at game 3, and at that point, if we lost that game, everything's over. Like the series is over if we go down 3-0. That's what everybody's mindset going into it. So when they were able to, I mean, they blew them out, but when they got that victory, it was just this, you could just see it, this like renewed hope, this like all these people going crazy because, we're still down 2-1 at that point, but they're like, we can do this now. We can tie this series up, have this next home game. And you could just see the optimism was just through the roof. And then that changed from optimism to absolutely pandemonium for game 6, which I was inside, so I didn't actually see all the craziness in person, but I saw it on the videos. And it as much as they say Milwaukee gets its kind of a bad rap, that it's not a cool city, that blah, 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 blah. They've never been to Milwaukee. Yeah. And I know that's been alliterated a lot since Stephen A. Smith called it a terrible city. But it is like when people are all together trying to go after the same thing, that brings it's just that Wisconsin mindset. Like, we're all in this together. This is our chance on the national scale to show everybody not only that we have the best NBA team in the league, but we also have this ridiculous, crazy fan base that they'll do anything to get a championship in any sport. And it just kind of all culminated on a beautiful night in Milwaukee in the summer. It's not the cold of Green Bay when they come back from when they won a Super Bowl where it's freezing cold. Like, people could just go out, celebrate, and hopefully not get COVID.
Yeah, for sure, man. And that fan base is ridiculous. Like, we were talking about the Phoenix Suns fan base and how excited they were and how loud they were in that building. But I'm pretty sure that the Deer District and inside of Fiserv Forum is more lit than even Phoenix.
I wouldn't even put them in the same ballpark. I'm biased a little bit, obviously, on that regard. But I mean, but it also, you got to factor in it's 110 and hot in Arizona. So I think they had harder COVID rules, so they didn't have the whole shebang outside. Maybe like at least right away in the playoffs. I didn't really follow Game 5 to see how it was or to see their fans outside. But yeah, it was I would say Bucks, Suns, talent and fans, both of them, a huge drop off.
Now, speaking of the Suns fans, are you familiar with the guy that went viral, Suns in 4 guy?
Is that the guy that was like throwing dollar bills or whatever? Was that him?
Oh no. This is the guy that got into a fight.
Oh,
yeah, Suns in 4 guy. Well, he takes pictures when he goes around the city, and he has to always hold the 4 because he got into a fight, said the Suns will win in 4, and of course they won that series in 4. But the new meme is now they've taken that same picture and they say, how many games did the Suns lose in a row? 4.
4.
I love it.
I'm surprised.
The internet is undefeated.
Like, after seeing those first 2 games, I'm like, this thing's over. They're just better, but
yeah,
that's why we play the game.
Down 0-2. Down 0-2. Was the city was the optimism lost? Was people people like, man, were they down or were they still believing that they could win this series?
I think people were more optimistic than I was, but I think it all just depended on game 3. I think that's how people were going to go with this. Like, we're back home. We only lost 1 time all playoffs at home, which is crazy. People believe we could get that. once we got it back home, we could turn it around. I didn't think so. I thought we would at least lose one of the two, still being down 3-1, going back to Phoenix. That's still this uphill climb that I didn't think they could come back from. But I think people are optimistic in their general being here. I think it's, I think getting over that net series, getting over that game, like there was this crazy list. I can't even, between the Wisconsin Badgers, the Brewers, the Bucks, and the Packers, it went back like a decade of like, you look at all the biggest games, loss, like a lot of good wins to get to that point, a lot of excitement, but then you get to that, right there, everybody gets let down. I think if we would have just been like, all right, well, let's just lose in 4 then, if that's the case, what I mean? Like, let's just get this over. Let's not have that heartbreak. We got here at least this year. It's good season, fun. It's not a title, but it's something to build on. And then, things all went our way, which that was the whole playoffs in general, was things going our way. There was, the injuries with the Nets, like it just like all was with Giannis not being out for the year somehow after that injury, those guys behind him picking him up and getting those wins without Giannis, like all these things just like worked out in our favor. And this was the year to get it done, because I don't know in the future, you don't know like when you'll ever have that chance again. There's going to be, the Nets aren't going anywhere. They're super team, there's going to be another one, I'm sure, built. We'll see this offseason, but there's going to be teams that are just as good in the future. But this was our chance. All the dominoes fell.
Yeah, I think that in the future you might see free agents want to go to a Milwaukee because of the type of guy that Giannis is and the type of guy Chris Middleton is, and the culture that they built.
Very well said.
We are joined live by Cody Krupp. He is the former sports anchor at KSQ Channel 3 out here. He's now working for WLUK in Wisconsin, in his hometown. And we're live on CoachellaValley.com. We're live on Today'sCalifornia.com. Now, you are out there in your hometown. It's got to be an incredible feeling to move back, and then the city gets a championship like immediately. It's almost like they want it for you.
I mean, I don't say this to many people, but it's because it's selfish. But when I was in Hawaii the last 3 years after Coachella, and then like obviously in Coachella before that, I always knew I was going to get back to Wisconsin at some point to cover sports. That was always kind of the goal. I'm like, I don't want any of these teams winning a title before I get there. Like, the Packers, even like the Packers getting.
That's selfish, Cody. That is selfish.
I know it is, but you're going to have to do what you got to do. So.
Yeah, for sure, man. And now we have the minority owner of the Bucks is Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
And there's a lot of drama surrounding Aaron Rodgers right now in Green Bay. Will he come back? Will he not? We know that he just turned down an extension that would have made him the highest paid player in the NFL, and it would have kept him in Green Bay for 5 years. So my question to you is: you've been covering the team.
Yes, sir.
And you've been on the field. Now, what is the atmosphere like out there as far as thinking about, is Aaron Rodgers going to come back? I know that he just renewed his membership at the country club that he golfs at. Do you feel like he's going to come back officially?
Well, we've already kind of nixed those the country club being a factor, and we've nixed the. I don't know if you heard about that somebody had said that he was getting his house deep cleaned or something.
Yeah.
That's usually a sign that the players are coming back. Aaron already said, he told Pat McAfee, he's like that. It's like he kind of was like in his own world for so long, didn't even hear those things. But then like the other day, he's like, what the heck is that? Like he like nixed both of those. He's like, I don't choose to renew. That was just like an automatic thing. I have my own cleaner, so I don't know what they're talking about. So those, and the news about the contract wasn't really news. At least that's how I looked at it. That's how there was another report back in May that the same thing that Adam Schefter reported. So that's why I was a little confused, like why that was a story that day, because we've already seen that is not, that would already not happen, that he already had turned down that kind of a contract. We just thought it might've been like, he turned down this contract, but then at the end of that contract, there would be those outs, that there would be those things that the Packers could be like, all right, well, we can get rid of you after 3 years. We have, we'll sign you for 5. So we thought it was like the small details in that contract. Maybe that was the factor, but the fact that he turned down that contract to make him the highest paid player, I felt like everybody kind of knew already. So that was a little confusing on my part. The optimism isn't very good. I wouldn't say that he's coming back. And the biggest thing I could tell you about being actually here to see it is that people are angry at him. Like, I guess like some people don't want him to come back, which was
Really?
very interesting. Yeah, it is very like, they're like over him, like the pack, like nobody's bigger than the Packers type of a mindset. And I guess I wouldn't have seen that or known that unless I was here personally to be able to feel that, because from the outside, who wouldn't want Aaron Rodgers? Like, are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
best quarterback in the league. Like, of course you want him, but there's people that are like, no, like I'm done with that California. They have that, California type of mindset. That's how they feel. No, I don't. Obviously, I love all you guys. But you know what I mean? Like that nose up type.
Yeah,
like I'm
that California, that Cali swag.
Exactly. They're like, yeah, it just doesn't fit the same, like, it doesn't fit Wisconsin very well. If that makes, he's not Brett Favre, like, who's perfect for this area.
Okay. Yeah. So it does kind of feel like Brett Favre. We saw Brett Favre go away. Eventually, he threatened to retire many years. Then he eventually got traded to the Jets. But then he ended up signing with the Minnesota Vikings, which was kind of like a stab in the heart for a lot of Packers fans. We may see something like that happen with Aaron Rodgers, but my question to you is Jordan Love, because we might see him start the first couple games if Aaron Rodgers does not come back soon enough. So is Jordan Love the answer if Aaron Rodgers is gone?
It's tough because we didn't see him at all last year. We didn't, he was basically not even on the roster, essentially. He wasn't even a backup quarterback last year, which is crazy. Like, your first round draft pick isn't even like your number 3 on the roster. He didn't suit up for any games. I seen him I got here right as OTAs and mini camps were going. I saw him play really, really, really bad. Like pretty much every time I was there, but then the one time I didn't go was the time he went off, and I guess he showed everybody that he has it there. It's there for, he made these crazy throws. Then people like, oh, had a great day. But the days I was there, he wasn't very good, to be honest. So I'm you want to be optimistic, but the chances of we've had 2 quarterbacks in 40 years or something like that are ridiculous. Yeah. Like, if you think about that, the chances of having that third one are so slim, but to have that luck again,
It's crazy how Aaron Rodgers sat for so long on the shelf behind Brett Favre. And some people want to say, "Oh man, well, if he would have started earlier, he would probably have even more stats right now because he was already ready to go." But I'm under the firm belief that he learned how to be a professional under Brett Favre, and he learned a lot of different nuances in the game that he wouldn't have picked up if he would have just got thrown right into the fire immediately.
Yeah, and that's like something like people, I mean, they say it, but I don't hear it enough. Like, it's the same thing. Rodgers went through this all with Favre. Like, he's been there. He's seen how this works. He knows how this business works. It's how this, like, they drafted a quarterback also, I want to add, like, when they drafted him, Jordan Love, the year before, Rodgers wasn't very good. People, he was mediocre. His stats even tell that story. I don't always look at stats, but he was a middle of the road, a little bit more upper, like, stat level quarterback. Obviously still Aaron Rodgers, but he wasn't the Aaron Rodgers that we saw after that, after Jordan Love was drafted, after he had all this extra motivation. So it's like, why wouldn't, like, it, as a GM and as a head coach, like, shouldn't you be kind of, maybe not like you're going to replace him. I hope that wasn't their mindset. Like, we're going to replace him in 2 years, but maybe it was, but Rodgers wasn't as good as he has been, or as he was last year. So, maybe there was a little bit of his play that's like, all right, maybe we should kind of look, Rodgers getting old. Maybe he's going to continue to decline, because that decline that we saw the year before that, if he made that another kind of decline like that, we're looking at a whole different Aaron Rodgers. Like, yeah, like, so, and I think it was dumb to take him in the first round. I watched Jordan Love play in person. He played, obviously Utah State kid, came out to Hawaii, played, and
say Hawaii again.
It's Hawaii.
Yeah, I know. What did you just say?
It's Hawaii, and it's Honolulu too. If anybody,
okay. So you saw Jordan Love in Hawaii.
Yep. playing for the Rainbow Warriors. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he was,
Okay.
and I actually followed Jordan through a lot of college. He just happened to be, I don't know why. Like I would just turn on the TV on CBS Sports Network or whatever. That would be the game that they would be showing as a Jordan Love game. So I actually watched him quite a bit. I really liked him, but to be a first round draft pick, I don't know. I just wasn't as angry as other people were when they made that choice. In hindsight, I can see why people were angry, but now, like, if you were in that moment, it was a whole different time. It wasn't before he got his next MVP type of thing.
And to draft Jordan Love, in the first round, it kind of like it reminded me of when the Chiefs had Alex Smith for that one. There's a couple good years, and he was solid. I mean, he finished seasons like 11-5, but then they draft Mahomes, and then that kind of like lit a fire underneath him, and we saw him play at a higher level than he had played in the previous past. So yeah, I kind of feel like Aaron Rodgers definitely stepped his game up when Jordan Love was drafted.
You know what? If Jordan Love never pans out, never is anything, at the very least, that got them maybe to the NFC Championship again, because it was the motivation Rodgers needed. So, how many draft picks can say that they got a team?
Wouldn't it be amazing if you
don't even say it? You're gonna jinx it. I know what you're gonna say too, and I and then the Brewers.
I'm not gonna say it, but it would be amazing if the Brewers. I mean, hey, that would be kind of shocking, man. It might happen. I mean, the Badgers might win.
I didn't check.
Maybe Cody Krupp.
Dude, that would be unreal. But I'm not putting. We got one, so I got.
maybe you're the good luck charm.
Maybe that's the goal.
All right, so we are live on CoachellaValley.com, today's California.com, live with Cody Krupp. You guys know him. You guys have seen him on TV many times out here. Now, I just wanted to go through before I let you go. I just wanted to go through some of these.
God.
I saw this meme the other day. Best NBA nickname ever, and I don't see the Greek Freak there.
Why is that?
What is your favorite NBA nickname?
I mean, the Greek Freak. Come on, bro. Or I respect Kobe, Black Mamba. That's pretty bad butt type of a nickname. The Answer's pretty cool. Magic, that's his name. Is that actually Magic's name? I don't even know. Is Magic's name?
Magic's name is Urban Magic.
Yeah, duh. But I guess
but I mean, people don't call him Urban.
Yeah, I don't see Magic's as being that a nickname. I feel like that's just become his name. So do we count that as a nickname?
Yeah.
I mean, the Greek Freak's a little easier to say than Giannis Antetokounmpo, so I'll take that at least. No, those are pretty good. Those are pretty solid, but I think we got our next one on there already. Those are good. White chocolate. That's ridiculous.
Greek Freak. White chocolate. You remember white chocolate?
Of course. Legend.
Hey, do you like my Bayside Saved by the Bell hat?
Dude, I would have not. Dude, that's so subtle. I watched every morning, eat my cereal, going to school. That would be on, even though I was a little older, or it was a little bit before my time, but they always had it on. I forgot what channel. It was like, the old school.
PBS
I just loved it. So I didn't watch it like when it was. I'm not that old, but I'm not like you yet with your no hair, old man.
Yeah, you have that Zach Morris swag, man.
Hey, I'll take it. He's I got to get some Kelly. I mean, I was a big Kelly guy. If I can, snag myself a Kelly someday, then
Kelly Kapowski.
Let's go.
All right, man. I just want to thank you for joining us, man.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate it. And you have a wonderful rest of your day. And,
you too.
And thank you, man.
Thanks, brother. Aloha. Mahalo.
Woo. That Hawaii swag. Hawaii. He taught me how to say Hawaii. Shout out to Cody Krupp. Former anchor out here at KSQ. You guys have seen him on TV plenty of times. And we're glad that he was able to join us. And hopefully he'll be able to join us in the future. Now, before we let you guys go, we got about 5 more minutes left on the show. I wanted to talk about some breaking news that happened today. The Cleveland Indians will now be named the Cleveland Guardians, folks. They changed their name officially. Now, we know that there has been a lot of different controversy surrounding a lot of names, team mascot names. You had the Washington Redskins had to change their name to the Washington Football Team to WFT. It should be WTF, because that is not a name. If the Cleveland Indians can come up with a name, with a nickname mid-season, the Washington football team should have damn sure came up with the name, because they were in the offseason when they came up with this WFT, WTF, jumbo mumbo jumbo mess. But yeah, the Cleveland Indians have officially changed their name. They will still go by the Indians this season, but they will change over to the Guardians, and that is their new logo. To me, it looks like a minor league baseball logo. You know how minor league baseball teams have some pretty cool logos. They have like the lookouts with the eyes. They have different, just random logos. This one does not scream Major League Baseball to me. This one screams minor leagues. But they've got a great leader in Terry Francona. They've got some great young stars. They've got a good fan base, and I can definitely see the Indians, being successful in the future and making this an official, making it feel real, making it feel official. But there's a lot more teams that we need to see name changes from. People have been asking the Kansas City Chiefs to change their name, although I feel as though the name Chief kind of gives a positive connotation to the whole Native American theme. The Atlanta Braves, they want them to change their names. Hell, I drive a Jeep Cherokee, and they want to change the name of the Jeep Cherokee to something else. So it is one of those things where we are living in the cancel culture, and you've got to be more aware and cognizant of the different types of racial stereotypes that go into some of these mascot names. Being out here in the Coachella Valley, we are live on CoachellaValley.com, by the way, and today's California. Being out here in the Coachella Valley, we have a few high school mascot names that are racist. I mean, there's no other way to say it. They just make you cringe. Like the Coachella Valley Arabs name. Now that has made national news with all these name changes that have come up, and it's right here in our backyard. And we may see them change the name. Now, there's two sides of it. Some people think, hey, this is the way the team's name's been. It should remain this way. Other people feel, hey, man, nah, it's 2021. Let's move forward. Let's change the name like the Cleveland Indians did and became the Cleveland Guardians. So shout out to the Cleveland Indians for actually coming up with the name and following through with the name change. And hopefully they will inspire Washington football team to become a mascot name again, because the Washington Football Club, the Washington football program, whatever, I don't like it. I hate it. It is WTF in my opinion, and I feel like they can come up with so many good names. Use alliteration. The Washington Warriors, something with W, but they've got to figure it out. That's absolutely what they have to do. So we have memes that we usually have, meme of the day. But instead of using a meme of the day, I wanted to just really quickly highlight. I came across this picture on my social media. And these are some of the most classic basketball tennis shoes that have ever been made. And nowadays we still have NBA superstars with shoe deals, with endorsement deals. KD has one. Kyrie has a shoe deal. Giannis even has a shoe deal. But in the 90s, in the early 2000s, having a shoe deal was everything. It was major. And it's kind of lost its steam in the past. LeBron, I don't even know what number LeBron's on. He's probably on like LeBron 38s. And I don't really see people walking around with LeBron James tennis shoes on. Although I do have a pair myself. But yeah, Michael Jordan was the one who kind of started this whole big endorsement tennis shoe deal thing. And you can look up there right now and it shows you some of the best, most iconic sneakers that have ever been endorsed by NBA players. My favorite right there. I had 4 pairs of those shoes up there. I had the Michael Jordans, the retros. I had the Scottie Pippens. I had those Grant Hill Filas. Oh my goodness. That was 3rd grade for me. And I also had those Dennis Rodman Indestruct OGs down at the bottom. So what I want you all to do is, if you're watching this live on Facebook or you're watching it live on CoachellaValley.com or today's California.com, just quickly leave a comment and let me know which one was your favorite shoe, and then we'll bring it up next time, the next episode on Monday. Now we have a lot of different things that we're excited to be announcing coming up in August. We're going to be doing live shows from different restaurants, different places, different businesses. We got some sponsors that are going to come on board. And we've got some more guests, kind of like Cody Krupp, that are going to be joining us as well. So just thank you to everyone who has been following the show, supporting the show. And just we're going to continue chipping away. This is your local show. This is CoachellaValley.com, today's California.com. This is Go Long Live. And I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And make sure you get something done. I need to go change my smoke detector alarm. I need to go change the battery in it. I need to go. I got some stuff I need to do around the house. Hopefully you do too. But stay motivated, stay inspired, stay focused.